at this point in the season, just keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling. Block out the noise. Who cares what other people are saying? We'll discuss. Welcome to episode 71 of the Clock Enders podcast. I'm your host, Reginald Dino. Didn't do a show after Chelsea. Didn't do a show after Brighton. Work was offering overtime, so I took advantage of that. So by the time I got home, I wasn't ready to do shows. But it's Saturday. Just played Mansfield today in the 5th round of the FA Cup and came away with a 2-1 win. Again, you're going to hear Mansfield 2-1 win. Arsenal must have struggled. Who cares, guys? Job done. We move. No player ratings today. Team was very much changed. We have a Champions League game this coming week, whether it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, actually. Play Bayern Leverkusen at 12:45 Eastern time. So something's got to give there. We'll discuss some of the games, a little bit of the games, the past Chelsea game and the past Brighton game. We'll get into some of the things that the managers have said. We'll get into some of the things that pundits have said. And I use that term loosely, pundits. Just because you were in the game, you played the game, or you managed in the game doesn't make you an expert in the game. And if you weren't successful in the game, I don't know what makes you a pundit. I mean, anytime you corner a pundit like a Gabby Agbanglahor or Alan Pardew or someone like that, when they don't have a response for you, it's like, oh, where did you play? It's like, well, you can end every conversation if you haven't played in the EPL or professionally in any one of the top 5 leagues. Anybody can end a conversation like that. When I hear, oh, where did you play? And that tells me you just got cooked. That tells me your point just got cooked. But anyways. And on TalkSport Radio, if you guys have the pleasure or displeasure of listening to them sometimes, you get a lot of that. Oh, well, where did you play? Oh, you're telling me, oh, where did you play? And it's from guys that you know very, very well. And guys, let's get it before we get into it. Let's get it right. Okay, let's get it right. There's players that are pundits now that are taking their successes that they've had within a team and putting them forward as their own. Some of these pundits are putting it forward like they're Ronaldinho, and they drag teams to wins. And they play this amazing style of football, and it's because of them. The good players don't talk. I don't hear anything from Ronaldinho. I don't hear anything from Zidane. I don't hear anything from Beckham. Those guys don't talk. It's the morons like Nicky Butt and Scholes and Neville and Carragher, the guys that weren't anything in their career. And you're going to say, oh, but Paul Scholes is amazing. Paul Scholes is only rated in England for whatever reason. He's rated in England. You go outside and you talk about, hey, go ask Pirlo. Ask Pirlo, hey, give me some midfielders that you'd rather play. Scholes' name does not come up, guys. Paul Scholes is rated in England, in Manchester, in England, whatever you want to say. For Manchester United fans, 100% he's rated there. For fans of the English national team, they might rate him there as well. But outside of England, no one talks Paul Scholes. No one talks about Paul Scholes, guys. But if you listen to his podcast, him and Nicky Butt, of all people, Nicky Butt, somebody told me, I didn't even know who it was. I couldn't recognize him. And then someone said it was Nicky Butt. I said, Nicky Butt's talking like that? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. And then someone tried to convince me that Nicky Butt was world class, and I couldn't do it anymore, man. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to take a break. Now you can have your differences of opinion when I mention that, but again, I'm telling you, because I'm outside of England, nobody rates him. Nobody rates Paul Scholes, guys. Sorry. When you're talking about fantastic midfielders, Paul Scholes isn't even in the top 10 when you're naming players. Or be careful who you take your cues from when it comes to different topics within football. If Sir Alex Ferguson wants to talk to me about winning, no problem. He orchestrated and arranged and managed winners. No problem. If Wayne Rooney wants to talk to me about winning games as a manager, well, I'm sorry. I can't listen to that. Sorry, I cannot listen to that. Steven Gerrard wants to talk to me about winning. Okay, he won a league in Scotland when I think Celtic was, someone got relegated. Someone got punished and they weren't even in the top flight. I think it was Celtic. Okay. Frank Lampard wants to talk about being successful at the highest level. Sorry, guys, I can't listen. And it's not just those guys. Even Thierry Henry, if he wants to be a coach. I don't know if I'd listen to that about winning, about that either. Now, he wants to tell me how to play striker and score goals. I'll sit down with a coffee and listen all day. People have to stay in their lane, guys. Pundits I'm talking about. Stay in your lane. And you can look at me and say, well, where did you play? Right? Right. So we'll go back to, before we get into the Chelsea-Arsenal game, by the way, no, I'll get into that after. Before we get into the Chelsea-Arsenal game, guys, and what's been going on this past week for Arsenal, just win after win after win is what you, and it's what you need to keep doing. The narrative of they don't play attractive, Arsenal doesn't play attractive football, and this, that, and the third, it's all nonsense. It's all noise. It's all noise coming from the outside. I was sitting at work one day, and there's one of my coworkers is a Spurs fan. And he came over to my desk and we were talking and he was like, oh yeah, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode of this podcast. And he was just like, well, yeah, I mean, it's a serious concern that we might get relegated. And I was like, get relegated? What the hell are you talking about? And then I went and looked at the table and I was just like, holy smokes. These guys, Spurs stink. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, nah, you're not going to get relegated. You guys will figure it out. And then they fired Thomas Frank, and it was just like, ooh, well, who are they going to bring in? And they brought in the former Juve manager, who didn't last that long at Juve either. And as the weeks went on, I started to look at Spurs. I never look at where Spurs are. I just look at what's going on in the top five. Oh, by the way, Aston Villa, at Christmas, remember that game at Christmas where they were 5 points behind us and they were catching us and Unai Emery knows what he's doing. They're 16 points behind now. From December to this is the first week of March, they've fallen 16 points behind us, Unai Emery. So for all of you guys out there, Unai Emery would have won Arsenal of this and Arsenal of that. He should have kept it. Yeah. So we were looking at the table now. And now when I look at the table, I see Chelsea still in fifth. I see Liverpool dropping points to Wolves and no one really talking about that. When we drew Wolves, it was the biggest thing on earth. But when Liverpool loses to Wolves, it's swept under the rug and kept quiet. But anyways, now I look to see how far Liverpool is away from us and they're 16 points away. Man United's making moves, whatever. But now I look at the Spurs. And I actually watched Spurs Crystal Palace on Monday. I'm caught in two minds here. Are they shit? I don't know if they are. Coming from an Arsenal fan, that's probably a big statement, but I don't know if they are shit. If we take the amount of injuries and who's injured on their team, if you take those injuries and put them on any other team, I don't know if any of those other teams are in a different position than what Tottenham are in right now. Madison's out. Udogie's out. Well, Romero and Van der Veen or Vander, whatever his name is, Van der Ver or Van der Veen, whatever. Those guys make their own problems, red cards and stuff. They make their own problems. But Udogie's hurt. You're starting right back. Porro just came back. You're starting left back. I think he just came back last game. Your creative midfielder, James Madison's been hurt. Kudos is hurt. Kuvaleski's hurt. I'm sure there's a couple of more that are hurt as well. I don't know if you take away your starting right back, left back, creative midfielder, have your two center backs on red cards almost every other week, or suspended for red cards every other week. Romero's coming back this week or next week, and now Van der Veen's gone because he got a red last game. And then you have Richarlison on your team. Richarlison is so bad, he can't even start on that team. Doesn't even start on that awful Spurs team. He doesn't even start. So take that as you may. But your two wingers, Kudos and Kuvaleski, are injured as well. Makes a difference, guys. It makes a big difference. As much as I don't want to see Spurs go down because there's no North London derbies in the games, and it's you as Arsenal fans, you look forward to that. So I don't want them to go down for that. But just like other teams and other clubs don't want Arsenal to win the EPL because they think the fans will be unbearable, this is what I want for Tottenham fans. They talk too much shit, and they should not be. They should not be talking. I mentioned it the podcast episode before. There was fans, Tottenham fans say, "Oh, I can't wait to get at you after you guys lost to, or again, it feels like a loss. After you guys drew Wolves after being 2-0 up. Oh, can't wait to play you. Can't wait to see these guys." So again, I hope they don't go down just because, someone said, I hope they don't go down because it's an easy 6 points every year. It is. But as Arsenal fans, you actually do look forward to North London derbies, any London derby, Chelsea, but most of all, you look forward to playing Tottenham. And it would suck if we don't have those games. But if they do go down, that's good on the fans. Take that. We're talking about Arsenal, people not wanting Arsenal to win because the fans will be unbearable. You tell me what set of fans will be bearable if their team wins the EPL? Liverpool fans were unbearable for their whole time with Klopp. Unbearable. Everyone's the best player in the world at their position. This guy, Trent Alexander-Arnold's the best left back. Robertson's the best right back. These guys are donkeys. Chelsea fans would be gracious if they won. Chelsea fans haven't beaten Arsenal in how many attempts? 9 attempts, and they still talk. They talk before the game, they talk during the game, and they talk after they lost. They still talk. I don't get it. It's like Man United fans. I don't get it. Would Man United fans be gracious if they won the league? Imagine the unthinkable happens and Arsenal slip. They lose fucking the next 10 games. They lose them all in Manchester. The only way Manchester United can win is if they win all 10 and Arsenal lose all 10 or 8 or whatever's left. So imagine if that happens. You think Manchester United fans will be more gracious than Arsenal fans? You wouldn't be able to live with them. Believe me. They're double-digit points back, and I still have Manchester United fans in my ear talking this, that, and the third. Well, if we do this and you do that and that, if those guys win, oh my God, I'd have to get a new phone number if Manchester United won the EPL, and Liverpool and Chelsea. So this narrative of, well, we don't care if Arsenal, the club, win it. We just don't want the fans to win it because they'll be every fan base will be unbearable. It's a dumb, stupid reason not to want Arsenal to win. It's so stupid. Scored our 100th goal in all competitions today. I think Eberiche Eze scored a banger today against Mansfield or whoever we played. Mansfield scored a banger today. That was our 100th goal in all competitions this season. 16 of them are from set pieces, but yet we're set piece FC. 16 of the 100 goals we scored are from set pieces, but we're set piece FC. Where are the other 84 goals coming at? How are we scoring the other 84 goals? I don't even remember the Chelsea game, what happened in the Chelsea game. So all I know is that we beat them again. Well, two set piece goals. And then Chelsea's goal came off a set piece, an own goal off a set piece. I didn't hear anything about that. We scored own goals, and our leading scorer is own goal. I don't hear anything about Chelsea's own goal that they scored. They did nothing that game. Absolutely nothing that game. Absolutely nothing they did that game. And everybody played. The excuse before was, oh, Reece James isn't playing. Oh, Cole Palmer's just coming. Everybody played. Neto not knowing that he had a yellow card, a first yellow card, is hilarious to me. It's hilarious. Awareness out the window. Out the window. So Arsenal wins that game 2-1. That was supposed to be a banana peel game. The Brighton game was supposed to be banana peel. We've gone other seasons and lost those games or drawn those games when we needed all points. City dropped points. We needed to win. We went out there and we won. Went away to Brighton and won on a Wednesday night. So the manager after the game, and I know this has probably it happened last Wednesday, so it's probably been beaten to death, but I'm going to give the clock ender's view on what the manager said. Like, we're talking about a manager who thinks he's prime. He thinks he's prime Ancelotti for some reason. If you were just to not even hear what the manager said, just take a look at the table and see where they are and what their stat line is across the table, you would look at it and say, oh, wow, this guy's lucky to have a job. 29 games. I mean, they played 29 games. 9 wins, 10 draws, 10 losses. It's 37 points. That's, what, 7 points above the drop? So you look at that stat line. They've been shut out. They haven't scored, shut out. They haven't scored goals. And I think in those 10 losses, I think 6 or 7 of those games, they haven't even scored a goal. So it's not like you're losing 3-2, 4-2, 4-3. You're getting skunked. So knowing what I just told you, going into a press conference after a game that you lost at home and didn't score again, which the onus is on you to score. You're coming out and telling the team that's 30 points ahead of you, 30 points ahead of you. The gap between Arsenal and Brighton is almost the amount of points you have in the league. You have 37 points. You're 30 points away from us, from Arsenal. And you have the audacity to come out and talk the way you were talking in that press conference. It's absolutely unbelievable. If you haven't heard it, go to YouTube and listen to it. I was going to put the audio here, but I'm not going to even give him the opportunity to be anywhere near this show. And if the Brighton upper management or the bosses there at Brighton heard his interview, they should have sacked him immediately. Not because of what he said about Arteta, but for the fact that he said, I don't want to be a manager like that. So if I'm upper management and I'm sitting there, you don't want to be a manager like the guy that's 30 points ahead of you? Like what are we striving to be then? Apparently nobody can beat the great, no one can be the great, unmatched Pep Guardiola, the genius of football. No one can be him. And everybody just copies and imitates him. So no one can be Pep. So who do you want to be? You want to be Unai Emery? He's only 16 points behind Arsenal. Well, who do you want to be then? Michael Carrick? He's only managed 8 games. And Michael Carrick's team will probably beat yours now. Well, who do you want to be then? If I'm upper management listening to that, I'm dragging him into the office saying, well, that guy is playing a certain way and is 30 points away from you. You're supposed to be, you say you want to play proper football, and Arsenal don't play proper football. Or who do you want to be then? Because if you don't want to be the guy that's in first place, so what the hell are you doing here? If Brighton are playing proper football in his eyes, oh man, that's not good. You need it, Brighton. You need a new coach. If that's proper football, you need a new coach. The time wasting complaints and all of this nonsense, it happens in every single game. It's been happening for 100 years. I do not know what the issue is. It's not the MLS when it first came out in the 90s where it's 45-minute halves. That's it. There's no extra time. There's nothing. If you roll around for 20 minutes, you roll around for 20 minutes. At 45 minutes, this game is done. This half is done. And at 90 minutes, the game's done. It blows when it hits 9-0-0-0, the whistle blows. Whether you were rolling on the ground for 5 minutes or not. It's not that. Every game you watch now, 6 minutes extra time, 7 minutes extra time. What's the problem? I think there was 8 extra minutes in that game against Brighton. What's the problem? You didn't create any. You had the ball. You had us under pressure for a little bit. You created 0 chances. Sorry. David Raya gave a ball away like the first 3 minutes, and you could have chipped the goalie, but Gabriel got back and cleared it. That's pretty much all I saw from Brighton. A couple of crosses here and there. That's pretty much all I saw from them. So I don't understand this proper football thing. Only one team. He said only one team came to play football today. If that's the football you're putting out on the field to win, and you've only have 9 wins out of 29 games, oh boy, I don't know what to tell you, boss. I don't know what to tell you. You know what he sounds? He sounds like a fan. He sounds like a rival fan, but he's in charge of a major football team in England. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So coming off that game, there was a couple of comments. If you listen to TalkSport, I just listened to TalkSport to see if anybody has changed their mind about Arsenal. Because in the beginning of the season, it came out, no one liked Arsenal there. There's a couple of actual pundits that have come out and said, you know what? I don't understand what the hate is, what the bias is. Like, if they win, they win. So after the Brighton game, there's a bitter old manager named Alan Pardew, bitter, thinks he's 10 times better than Mikel Arteta without the successes. Won a manager of the year once, manager of the month a couple of times, never really won anything. Accolades are runner up in this competition, made it to this competition, won the championship, I believe, 1 year with some team. Southampton, I think it was. I think, I don't even remember if it was him. I always get him and Alan Kirbishley mixed up. I don't know why. They don't look anything like each other, but I think it's the first name, Allen. But, it was successful. The only thing I remember Alan Pardew was from the dance that he did. That's pretty much it. But anyway, all right, I think that actually was at Wembley. One of the runner-ups. I think that was runner-up for some. I don't follow his career. I know he was a Newcastle manager, but. So Mikel Arteta is more successful than you. He's won, even the one FA Cup that he's won, it's more success than Alan Pardew has won, lifting trophies. And he's a bitter old manager. Just like Graham Souness is a bitter old man player. Pulling up, he's the get off my lawn old soccer player. Screaming at the kids. Alan Pardew said the way that they play is not attractive. I'll answer point by point. The way that they play are not attractive. Who cares? If it's not attractive and they're losing, okay, we can discuss it. If it's not attractive and they're winning, who cares? The games that they play in are not exciting. Who cares? Arsenal are not there to entertain you. They're there to win. The last 5 seasons, the last 3 seasons, it's been you bottle jobs. You bottle it, you bottled it, you bottled it. Now we're not bottling it, and it's, oh, well, you guys don't play attractive enough for me to recognize the way that you guys are playing. Okay. And then ended it off with saying, if they win the league, there should be an asterisk beside their name. Which was, when I heard it, I was just like, I don't think he understands what an asterisk beside something is. Like an asterisk beside Manchester City's titles after Pep Guardiola leaves and these 115 charges are actually levied to them. You know, and if they do, I'm not hoping for it at all. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if they do get titles stripped because of the cheating, you know, the cheating that they participated in, that Pep Guardiola will come out and say, I had no idea. Watch, believe me, watch. An asterisk would be putting an asterisk beside that year and that title, and then the asterisk would below it would say found cheating because of, you know, overstating the books, overstating income, overstating profits, and buying this player illegally and buying that player illegally. That's what the asterisk would be for. So what you're telling me, Alan Pardew, is that the asterisk would be for what? The asterisk is they didn't play attractive football against Brighton on March 3rd. Asterisk. They scored 16 out of their 100 goals were scored off set pieces. Asterisk. Saka only has a couple of goals, game-winning goals. Asterisk. Victor Gyökeres only has scored 97 goals in 2 seasons at Sporting and only has 16 in all competitions at Arsenal. Asterisk. Dumb. Just dumb people. It's the people I hate the most in the world. Dumb people. Now listen, again, are you saying all this nonsense to get your name back out there? Well, listen, I'm talking about you, so maybe it's working for you if that's what you're trying to do. The Paul Scholes, the Nicky Butts, the Carragers, the Nevilles. Well, Carragher and Neville have actually kind of tailed off a little bit because I think they're starting to hear that everyone thinks they're morons. So they don't talk a lot. I don't hear a lot from them anymore. But people are starting to take their that track record that they have. When we speak badly about Arsenal, my name is here, my name is there, boom, 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 boom. I'm back in the game, baby. That's the only thing I can think about. Because if he's a true football guy, he would grind out those games. He would love to be grinding out those games right now in first place. You think he'd give a shit if Arteta came out and said you don't play attractive football enough to win? You think he'd care? These failure coaches coming out and telling other coaches that are in a much more successful position that they've never been in, telling them what they need to do to win games. It's unbelievable, man. We here on the podcast and all the podcasts on the internet, we talk about games after, and we talk about what we see and blah, blah, blah. I've never played in the EPL. I played at a pretty high level. Never played in the EPL or anything like that. You know, MLS wasn't around when I was of age. I'm dating myself, but whatever. But, you know, I have never played in the EPL. I've never coached in the EPL. I probably can't tell Mikel Arteta what to do. After the game, I can say, well, maybe he shouldn't. It's easy after the game. Oh, maybe he should have done this. Maybe he should have done that. It's very easy after the game. While it's going on, please. I used to watch games with my dad, and he would be like, oh, because we're watching it on TV. You get a view like that. You see the whole side of the field. Oh, pass it to that guy, pass it to that guy. I'm telling him, listen, when you're on the field and you're level with people, you can't see that guy. Can't see him. And it's quick. It's EPL. It's quick, man. Can't see him. But anyways. So, I mean, if that's what you're trying to do, get your name back out. I know you're doing, what is he doing? Uber Eats commercials now with Allardyce and Tony Pulis. I don't know, maybe he's trying to get back into punditry and doing games, but if that's what you're coming with, you gotta reload, my friend. You gotta reload, because now I just think you're stupid. I just think you're a stupid man now. So like I said today, fifth round of the FA Cup. We're through. At the end of the week, I think on Tuesday's the draw to see who we play in the quarterfinals, which should be interesting. I think Newcastle plays City today, and then Chelsea plays Wrexham today as well. So try to get in and watch those games right now. The only thing that I would say that's bad about this game is Trossard came off injured, and shockingly enough, Calafiori's injured again. Well, he came off injured, so let's see what that is. But I mean, that is, I don't know, man. That is an injury-prone player. And I haven't looked at the injury list or injury results. I know, Trossard probably has a hamstring now. I knew Sakho's injury. I knew Havertz's injury. Or maybe I just haven't heard what Odegaard's injury is. But what is his injury? I haven't heard about it. I don't know what it is. I should have looked it up. Maybe it is listed what it is, but I haven't. Usually I hear it. In passing, I hear what the injuries are. I hear Kai Havertz has a hamstring injury. He's going to be gone for like 6 months. I hear that. I read it somewhere. I see it on Instagram or something. I know what it is. I know Calafiori's hurt. I know Saliba hurt his ankle. I know this. And that's why Saliba's not playing, because he's hurt. Had an ankle injury. I know Rice has a little bit of a knock. I haven't heard about Odegaard's injury. Not to harp on Odegaard again, but I mean, last 8 games of the season of the push, nowhere to be found. But anyways. Last thing I'll say about the game today is the performance matched the pitch. It looked awful today. And you can look at me and say, "Oh, come on, Red, you're a professional player." No, it's not the same, guys. It's not the same. You're used to training and playing on fields that are immaculate. The Emirates field is immaculate. True bounce, true roll, everything. That's what you're training on. You probably get a couple of hours the day before on the field on that field to train, and it's probably bobbling up everywhere, and it takes away the speed of at which you want to play, because the unpredictability of the bounces and the rolls and how far you're kicking in and this, that, and the third, and it makes good teams look bad. The pitch actually does make good teams look bad. Teams that are used to playing on pitches like that will look better than you. But eventually your quality has to come through. Did I ever think that Arsenal was going to lose today, even if they were playing in mud? No, I don't. But the pitch does matter. The pitch does matter. So, am I blaming that for only 2-1? No, I'm not blaming that for 2-1. But it is a factor. It is a factor. And there shouldn't be any blame at all, actually. I shouldn't even have said blame. They won 2-1. They did it. Eze scored a banger. Max Dowman looked fantastic today, even on that garbage field. The only thing that I was a little bit annoyed with is Champions League game on Wednesday, and we still have to bring in Saka and Timber and all of these guys, and it's just like, I don't like that. I don't like that, but because the risk of injury in this game that we're already winning, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. But anyways, again, like I said, it's easy after the game. You're trying to stay in all 4 competitions because the quad is still on, and I love it. If Arsenal won the EPL and that's it, I'm ecstatic, over the moon. If they won Champions League and that's it, I'm ecstatic, over the moon. These other 2 competitions, it's Champions League or EPL, and one of those 2, if it happens. It can't just be FA Cup, and it can't just be Carabao Cup, especially in the position that we are in right now in the EPL. It has to be the EPL, and if you want to add in FA Cup or Carabao Cup, no problem. If you want to add in all 4, then the fans might be unbearable, because it's never been done, right? So Chelsea fans are telling you they've won every trophy available. Eventually, they've won every single trophy that's available to them, and you don't forget it, because they say it all the time. That's who you want to win that's who you want to win the league. You think those guys are going to be gracious and so nice? Oh, thank you for your well wishes, guys. Thank you, I appreciate it. You guys played so well this year too. Oh, give yourselves a round of applause. You guys were amazing this year too. Chelsea fans lose and talk. Done. Guys, if you're listening to this, you're watching it on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, hit the bell. We're on YouTube, obviously. We're on social medias. We're on Instagram, and we are on TikTok. I put a lot of shorts out on TikTok. I put some YouTube shorts out as well. If you haven't joined the conversation on TikTok, do that. Join the conversation. We have a pretty good time. Lots of banter in there. As soon as you mention Odegaard, the thing just lights up. Everybody loves Odegaard. So it's not Odegaard is I like Odegaard or I hate Odegaard. There's no one in between. So if you're not joining that conversation on TikTok, guys, what are you doing? Go follow. Join the conversation. I keep threatening that this is going to go back on Spotify, and time gets offered. So we don't. We don't have time to do any of that, but hopefully there's a long weekend coming up. Hopefully I'll be able to take a look at some of the things and put something together for you guys. But guys, last week, 3 wins in a row. Keep it moving. 2 in the EPL, 1 in the FA Cup. Still looking forward to that March 22nd Carabao Cup final against Manchester City. And then we play City on the 19th of April in the league. I believe we have Everton next weekend, I believe. And we have 6 of our last 8 games at home. So it's all looking up. Oh, and the Champions League draw bracket came out, and very favorable. For so many years, we would have been on the other side with the PSGs and the Bayerns and the who else is over there? Real Madrids and the Man Cities are they're all on that other side. I'm not saying our side's going to be easy, but it's favorable. I'll just leave it at that. So guys, it's Saturday. It's 11 o'clock. Enjoy your weekend. We'll catch you next week. Come on, you Gunners.